You ever have a day where you kind of just phone everything in, but everything turns out okay anyway? That was kind of the Avs defense in this one. Avs win over the Arizona Coyotes 3-2 in Game 2 of Round 1 to take a 2-0 series lead.
Here's Mackinnon! Score!
Top to bottom, this game was far more competitive than Game 1. The Avs did not just completely dominate possession. In fact, they even got outshot by Arizona in the game. But that didn't stop the Avs from getting off to a hot start, as the man with 0 shots in Game 1, Nathan Mackinnon, just wanted to make sure that everyone knew he was still hanging around. So Sam Girard has already hit a post here, and the puck is coming around the far boards. Initially, Arizona is actually going to get control and get this puck out of the zone pretty cleanly. But firstly, you see Mackinnon using his speed to hound this puck down. He doesn't completely cause the turnover by himself, but the havoc he creates helps it along, as Landeskog also gets in on the back check and is able to help force this turnover. So it ends up just going well for the Avs. McKinnon's speed puts him in a bit of an awkward spot for Arizona, as he just gets caught in a soft spot, and Landy just tosses his puck, trying to get it in deep and catching Mackinnon breaking towards the net. Once you're here, Mackinnon is gone. I mean, no one in the league is closing that gap to Nathan MacKinnon. So this is MacKinnon versus Darcy Kuemper, and this time MacKinnon from the faceoff dot is going to win. See that little bit of post right there? Yeah, Kuemper is not going to cover that. MacKinnon's going to hit it, and into the net it's going to go. A lot of mistakes were made in this game by both teams, and both teams got away with a lot of those mistakes. But when it's MacKinnon coming down on you, you're going to get away with them a lot less. Easy money puts the Avs in the driver's seat early, but Arizona continues to push hard, and everyone knew this was coming. They weren't going to put in another 14-shot performance. The Avs had some adjustments to do. I do think Arizona pressured quite well. They do the one thing that really causes the Avs trouble on the breakout. They put on hard forecheck pressure, forced the Avs to make decisions on their breakout, and the Avs turned over a lot of pucks because of it. I don't really think any of the Avs defensemen especially, and even their forwards, were having a good day on the breakout. Hockey is a funny sport like that sometimes. The bounce of the puck, you get away with it sometimes, other times you don't, and ultimately that's kind of what this game came down to. Both of these teams managed to hit 2 posts, so on that side of things, it was pretty even. And maybe Sam Girard just was feeling sorry for Arizona, because while Arizona technically did score 2 goals in this game, they didn't put one of them in the net themselves. A normal start to this play, Arizona on the breakout here. EJ tries to jump up in the neutral zone and deflects the puck, but kind of gets a weak bounce for him. Now it's Girard and Nemesnikov on the backside defending what is essentially a 3-on-2 with Keller on the near side here. Hall skating up the far side. Hall's going to get the edge on Girard and create a little bit of room. You see Nemesnikov never does a head check. Not a defenseman, just never even realizes Keller's existence here. And the passing lane is going to be wide open once Hall gets to the goal line. The pass gets made. Keller puts on a good shot, but Grubauer initially makes the stop. What he doesn't realize is this puck has skipped through his legs as in sitting right in behind him, and it does get poked in. The secondary angle, things go bad to worse. The puck is squirting out, and Sam Girard's stick poking in as Nemesnikov's is trying to bail him out. Girard ends up fumbling the puck directly into the net. Oops. Good thing there's nobody in the crowd that saw that one. Oh, wait, it's on national television. Yikes. So the way it went in was obviously pretty ugly, but that was a good period from Arizona and Colorado, relatively even, and the result reflects that with a 1-1 score at first intermission. Then the second period came. Arizona's best and Colorado's worst of the series by quite a big margin. Part of that was the number of penalties. Both teams took a handful and both completely failed to capitalize. Both teams go 0 for 4 on the power play in the game. On the one hand, being even on special teams probably helps the Avs because they are a very good 5-on-5 team. On the other, if the Avs score on even one of those power plays, they can probably put this game away. The Avs own the early part of the period again, and they pick up another goal to take the 2-1 lead. This time, Tyson Jost on the ice in this game late. Donskoy, a late scratch, unfit to play, so Tyson probably wasn't even sure if he was playing in this game, and all of a sudden, he is thrust into the spotlight. An unusual look, to say the least, here, as EJ is in deep in the zone and is going to hang on to the puck for quite a while here, just skating it back and forth in deep. Avs maybe playing a little bit risky here as well. Compher is the high forward, but he's not particularly high as EJ turns to head back deeper in the zone. Makar, the only man on the blue line here, but in the end, it ultimately works out. You have Tyson Jost. He's already been battling in front of the net for a while here. That battle continues on as EJ eventually pulls up and sees Cale Makar cross ice to try and find him. Pretty sure this was intended for Makar all the way, but it ends up going through Compher. Compher deflects it a little bit, nearly ruins the play, but Makar is able to snag it and keep it in the zone. Play keeps on happening. As play continues, just for a second, Tyson Jost shakes his man for a moment. Not much. Just look at that. That is not much separation at all, but it's enough to get that stick free and have a free take at this as Makar slings one towards the net. Look, I'm going to be honest, I don't think he tried to miss the net by a foot. He might have been playing for the tip, but I don't think he tried to miss the net by this much. Doesn't matter to Jost, though. He gets his stick out there, he gets his stick on it, and it goes perfectly in. One more angle here because this tip really is incredible. You can see Makar shot well out wide. You know, from that angle, he might have done it on purpose to avoid hitting the first man up high. And just look, that puck is nowhere near the net. And Jost reads it all the way in and not just tips it, he gets the stick blade on it. This is exactly what he was trying to do, and it deflects just under the glove and in. Unstoppable. If he wants to find his way back into the lineup for the next handful of games, that is a great way to do it for Jost. Avs' second lead of the game, but this one doesn't last nearly as long. Less than 2 minutes as we end up with another kind of weird play. The Yotes try a stretch pass on the breakout here. It's not clean, but it does get deflected deep into the Avs zone. The problem there is both Ian Cole and Nikita Zadorov stepped up on the pass, and now the puck is in behind them with a very fast Grabner skating in. He's certainly going to win the race to the puck, but it's in the corner, not a super dangerous area. The problem starts when Ian Cole and Nikita Zadorov get their wires crossed. Both head towards the front of the net, and no one heads to take down the puck, as Nazem Kadri kind of holds up as the forward in this position, and all of a sudden, no one is covering the puck carrier. And this is where things get weird. You can see it's already started. Richardson has seen where Ian Cole is and has started his cut towards the center of the ice. He legitimately just cuts directly into Ian Cole and crashes through him in what, in my opinion, is a blatant interference penalty that goes uncalled. Cole gets knocked off balance and ends up on the floor. Now no one can cover the puck carrier, as Zadorov had stuck with Richardson as well. Cole, likely trying to cut across to take Grabner, instead gets interfered with, and Grabner has all the room in the world as Kadri is still sitting out up high. Grabner takes advantage of this, holds onto the puck, takes his time, walks in. By the time Cole has recovered, all he can do is try and block the shot, and Grabner picks a good one here, goes up top and beats Grubauer. We go a little bit deeper on the strange reffing in this series and in this game in the DNVR Avalanche podcast, and check that out if you want to hear more about it. Just know that I think they got that call wrong. And honestly, if you showed the refs, I think they would say they got that call wrong as well in hindsight. So it's 2-2 from there, and honestly, the Avs played the rest of the second period just trying to hang on. Arizona was pushing the pace, and they were outpacing the Avs, outshooting them 16-9 in the period. The Avs' forecheck was just not great, and on the other side, Arizona's was. The Avs struggled to get out of their own zone a lot. Credit to Grubauer for not giving up that third goal. Absolutely huge for the Avs that he was able to control it. Late in the second period, an offensive zone faceoff for the Avs. Nemesnikov and Mackinnon end up colliding after the faceoff is taken. Nemesnikov is slow to get up, gets off the ice, and goes right down the tunnel. Did not play the rest of the game. Not exactly clear what happened, but Nemesnikov definitely a little bit shaken up at the least. Could be an issue going forward. Not exactly clear how close Donskoy is to being back as well, so who knows here. This could be something very minor, or those could be guys that they're going to be missing for the rest of the first round, if not more. We just don't know. But after 2, the score remains tied 2-2, and the third period is the one to decide it all once again. This period was fairly even. I thought the Avs defense improved quite a bit in the third period. Even if the Avs were a little bit tentative on offense at times, it was back and forth. Arizona got some decent chances that hit some posts. Avs got some good chances that couldn't get by Kemper. When you put yourself in a tie game in the third period, you give yourself a chance to win on a single play. It's just going to come down to whoever gets a bounce. And late in the third, it's the Avs that get the bounce. Honestly, this is a pretty standard rough breakout for the Avs. Cole chips it up to Burakovsky, and Burakovsky looks for a pass up to Calvert here. It's a decent pass, but Calvert just can't control it and ends up chipping it deep into the Arizona zone, where the puck bounces around, chaos happens. The difference this time between much of this game, though, is the Avs just continue to work. They continue to chase down pucks. They jump on it quick. They maintain possession. They're able to find a little bit of room as Burakovsky pulls up, throws it to no one. Sloppy, but effective. Kadri, the first man to get there, is going to get this one and get ready to fire, as he's been doing all playoffs long. This one, it's not going to get through. Just check out this skate right here. Gonna rip one right into it, bounces off, and wouldn't you know it, look at what has happened. Calvert going to the front of the net, dragged the second defenseman in deep. All of a sudden, someone didn't have their man in Burakovsky. He's got all the room in the world to take up a perfect bounce for him. Kemper thinking, oh God, not like this. And yet, it's exactly like that as Burakovsky finishes. This game really could have gone either way. I do believe that. It was a good game from both teams, or at very least an even game from both teams. The Avs kept it a game, and the Avs reaped the reward. Burakovsky's goal now marks every forward in the top 9 except for Gabe Landeskog with a goal in these playoffs. If you're Arizona after this game, I don't know what you do. They brought their A game and still couldn't get the job done against an Avs team that certainly the defense was no better than a C plus maybe if you're being generous. That's the beauty of the Avs' depth. If one of the things like the defense isn't clicking, the offense will find a way to beat you, or the goaltending will show up. They have something that's always going, always keeping them on track. With the Avs in control with the 2-0 series lead, they can really put this one to bed since they have the back-to-back and will play again tomorrow. If the Avs bring their A game, it might not even be very close. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. You can find these videos all playoff long at the DNVR YouTube account. Be sure to subscribe if you want to check out all of our videos, or of course you can always watch over at thednvr.com. I am Rudo, and honestly, this just feels like preparation for the second round for the Avs.
Avalanche time, come on,